wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to start in your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Moseby St, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Yo, DJ!
Are you done mixing yet?
Your D.
EQ la old school la Sam. Chick. Look. Black Sun. Too easy. Gotta keep it pimpin'. Look. Chick. Drop a deuce in my armor palmer. Now I'm moving slow like your mama's mama. Vega full of that marijuana. I'm in full effect, it's no cause for drama. Presidential, my weed, man. You think my Kush man was Barack Obama? Swing around, niggas flag me down. I need a couple grands when they see my Honda. Been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Disapprove of my tennis shoes. Now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Want them J's, I'ma go online. I don't wait in line, I ain't the type of dude. Dressed fresh like Steve Harvey, rolling Bob Marley, watching Family Feud. Reading a book on Marcus Garvey might tell you something that you never knew. Fuck the judge in McLennan County, 31 weeks, I had the county blues. Shout out to my Uncle Bubba, had the box caprice and it was candy blue. The other week I saw a blue Ferrari, was a white boy, it drove right by me. Told myself when my album drop, I swear the whole world gon' know about me. 25 from the east side and got my mindset on the red Audi. Dropping paper like Waco trips where my Waco niggas gon' read about it. Been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitch, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. Say I been there, I done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitch, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. I done been there and I done this. I done this shit. I done been there and I done this. I done this shit. I done been there and I done this shit. I done been there and I done it. On 35 and this 420, fresh out of jail, about to roll a L. First blunt of the fucking day and it's 10 o'clock and I'm mad as hell. Got work at midnight, so I ignite and I take sail. Can't survive off what I scribe in my government job, it pays well. On the highway in an old mood, jamming old school. I'm just an old dude in a young body. Finna knock down this little young hottie, cooking soul food. I'm so smooth. Silk drawers couldn't fuck with me. She blowin' my pop, but I'm sucker free. You paying for the drop, but I fuck for free. Lucky me. Been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitch, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. Say I been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitch, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. I done been there and I done this. I done this shit. I done been there and I done this. I done this shit. I done been there and I done this. I done this shit. I done been there and I done this shit.
You're gonna dig this.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack, Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man, A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking, it's all facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Man, I'm back like I never left. First of all, shout out for you guys who watched the interview with Brian Lee. Awesome interview. Let me give a shout out real quick to Brave Hawk. He said the game I was telling you about the Baton Rouge in 09, my dog Buckley threw for 4.085 tugs. I caught 2, went crazy, and still lost to Brian Lee. But that's crazy. Now that's a battle. That's a battle. That's what's up. I appreciate you for dropping that in here. All right. Now listen. Today is a special day. All right. Today is a special day. Very special. First of all, if Alaric Jones is in here, bro, you might want to get your money's worth today, because I'm telling you, you're gonna have something to clip. Now, listen, you already know how I get down. Okay. You already know how I get down. I'm not for the I'm not for the games. I'm not for the games. I really am not. All right. I don't understand foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I really don't understand foolishness. All right. So let me start. I'm gonna start sharing some stuff. I'm gonna just start. Listen, I'm gonna just start sharing. I'm gonna just start sharing screens. You know how I get down. I'm just listen. If you wrote it, that means you cared about it. So we just gonna start sharing screens. All right. Stephen I. Weave Campbell said, this boy out here giving out SWAC player ratings. First of all, I've said numerous of times that the public voted, but we won't go there. Didn't even know what the SWAC was last year. Doesn't matter. It was a reason Lewis won from Southern won national awards and Glass won national awards. Abraham Scott, I suggest you watch a full season of SWAC football before you throw out ratings. Once again, I did not vote for him. I keep saying that. That's the disclaimer. I'm a Rattler. You better put some respect on these other guys' names. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. Let me see what else I got up here. See some other foolishness. These ratings are not accurate. The highest rated bombed all season. Okay, that's a lie. SWAC Defensive Player of the Year is not best. Is not at best a 90, and the high school quarterback who has never played a down in college football is 79. Sir, I said again. I say again. I said it's based off potential and film. Film and potential. Potential and film. Come on. I mean, like, bro, it's not rocket science. It really is not. It really is not. All right. Let me continue on because this is what I'm dealing with, right? Let me see what else we got up in here. As much as I can't stand A&M, the QB's the best player in the SWAC. It's two different arguments. Let me see what else we got. Why can't y'all just participate? Thank you. This is Derek Thomas. Why can't y'all just participate? Give the damn chance and move players. Yeah. He said that. Appreciate that. I laugh. So the SWAC player of the year, never mind. This is why I don't like the blacks. Foolishness. Let me see what else we got here. What are the stupid statements they were making up in here? Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, and then Mr. Ruman made a statement, said also, and this is not a dumb statement, also Keel Glass is 0-9 in career versus Southern, Grambling, and Alcorn. I can't give him that title. That's a bar. Let me drop one for that. All right. Okay. And that's coming from somebody who's an alum of a school has never won who I won't say never hasn't won the SWAC championship in the last like 2 or 3 attempts. So okay. You know what I'm saying? So his words hold a little validity. All right. Let me see. Let me see some other stuff in here. I'm gonna read some other comments. I'm gonna get to my point. Let's see what else we got up here. Oh, man, I'm gonna keep it on. Okay, I want to say this before I get going on my points. This Stephen I. Weave says, man, I'm going to keep it 100. I like the fact you take interest in HBCUs and the SWAC and laugh because I'm originally from Landover, Maryland. He's from Maryland, but listen to how he finishes it. I love the fact that you are JSU bandwagon. My family started going to JSU in the 1930s. Now, mind you, I'm from Maryland, never heard of Jackson State. Most people from Maryland have never heard of Jackson State. The reason he's heard of Jackson State, why?
What kind of shit is that?
Is because his family went to JSU. So people who tell me that people in Maryland are supposed to know, wrong answer. All right. Now, listen, let me get to some of these comments, right? Let me get off this real quick. All right. So he said 1930s. Damn. All right. So this is my thing. Let me start this conversation off by this. All right. All right. There is a difference between best player and most valuable player. All right. Let me say that again. There's a difference between best player and most valuable player. All right. You can be the best player on the team and not be the most valuable player on the team. If you can't understand that, you don't understand football. Okay. Example. Deion Sanders might have been the best player on the Cowboys team, but he wasn't the most valuable player on the Cowboys Super Bowl teams. That was Emmitt Smith. They're not the same. All right. Now, most valuable player could be LeBron James. The best player in the league can be whoever you decide. You see what I'm saying? They're not the same. So I'm going to say this loud and clearly. If you get on here talking about Akil Glass is the best player in the SWAC, you're bugging. You don't know football. He might be the most, well, it's your opinion, so I'll give you that. It's your opinion. I won't say you don't know football. I apologize. Okay. My girl tells me I need to do better. I'm trying to do better. I apologize. Apologize. I mean, you didn't have to, but I mean, you said it, but nah. So what I'm saying is that if you think Akil Glass is the best player in the league, that's congratulations. That's you. You can have that. Now, is he the most valuable player to his team? Absolutely. Nugget is not the most valuable player to his team, but he could be the best player in the SWAC. If you get what I'm saying. Phone lines are open. All right. 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041. Yeah, Nugget's not even the best player in my house. Oh, man. Listen, that is too funny. That is too funny. Felix Harper, most valuable in the SWAC. I don't agree with that. Do not by any chance agree with that. Now, let me get to some of these rankings because this is where the hoopla is really coming from. And once again, if people listen, I say this all the time. Reading is fundamental. Okay? Reading is fundamental because I say this all the time. All the time. That disclaimer. All votes are done by the public, not by OFFScript. If somebody says to me one more time, Scotty, you did these ratings. Scotty, you put this together. I put it together, but I didn't vote. I did not vote. I have not voted for any player. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So stop it. Reading, and it's a lot of college graduates because I got a lot of HBCU fans up in this mug. So I hope I'm enunciating. I hope you college educated young men and women understand that reading is fundamental. All votes are done by the public, not by OFFScript. That's me. If I should have put Abrion Scott. Is not done by me. It's not done by OFFScript, whatever you want to call me. All right. And once again, not based on feelings, but I cannot stop a player or person who does not like the player on the team and votes them a 0. I can't stop that. Like you can't stop a black person for voting for Donald Trump. That's their right. Do you understand me? That's their right. So I just make the disclaimer. I said just film and potential. Now, where I really get upset and what's really making me upset is I have idiots straight in Alaric. I hope you clip this, my bro. I really let me. Oh my God, bro. I got idiots. There's idiots in this Facebook SWAC group. Bamas who just don't know football, bro. Like I swear for God, and I wish if I can find these comments. I swear on everything I love, I'm gonna expose this dude. Just because, Gary, boom, what a player. This kid. Let me see. I'm telling you, if I find this guy, I'm exposed. Let me see. Is this him? No, that's not him. Let me see. Boy, they was going in with this Felix stuff. Let me see. All right, so this dude, right? Okay, let me try to let me see this dude real quick. Let me see. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. Bam. All right, so this guy right here, Itch's Van. I think we're going about this wrong way. Since credibility is not a factor, just go vote all JSU players at the lowest possible rating since Abraham doesn't care about being reputable. His platform is for fun, so we should treat it that way. Problem solved. Listen, Van. Dude, it's not real. At the end of the day, it's all opinion-based, my guy. That's why I said in my comment when I responded to your dumbass, I said in the All-Star game, people make the All-Star team that shouldn't, in some people's opinion, and people miss out on the All-Star team that shouldn't. That happens. Some people are All-Pro who shouldn't be All-Pro. Some people make All-Pro who shouldn't make All-Pro. It's all opinion-based, my guy. There's no credibility to any of it. If you have a star rating, the star ratings are opinion-based, my guy. Most of it comes from facts. Some people pay for stars. It's all opinion-based. Now, listen, y'all about to get me. Listen, for all the dummies out there who said Shedeur cannot be rated because he has not played a down in SWAC, my guy, that's the dumbest statement anybody can ever make. You know why? Every freaking star rating is a opinion base. When you draft a player in the first round, you're drafting off his potential. You don't know. He hasn't played a down in the freaking NFL, but you draft him based off what you think he's going to produce. So what I'm saying is that you are telling me, okay, I think for this season, Shedeur is a 79. He's not going to be great. He's not going to be bad. He's going to be a game manager. That's what you're predicting for this season. Stupid. All them Bamas in the SWAC Sports Central group who talk about this stuff, you don't know football, my guy. So stop acting like, listen, and I don't know why SWAC rules are different than everybody else's, but that's life. Everything is opinion-based. You all, I don't want to say you all, that's not fair. The idiots that responded to say that you can't rate a guy who's never played, that means you can't rate any picks in the NFL draft because they never played in the NFL draft. That shit makes no sense. There's number one picks that are bust. There's round 4 picks who make it. There's undrafted free agents. There's 6th-round picks like Tom Brady who freaking become the GOAT. But you can't predict that stuff because it's all opinion based. Oh, I shared it. Oh, I'm not scared. Oh, Joshua Wilson, hope you shared the live on the group. My guy, I share all my shit. I'm with it today. I'm with it today. So best believe I shared on the group. Y'all niggas don't scare me. Not even a little bit. So don't act like I guess with you. And then the funny thing about it is I tell you I have a live call-in show and all them jabronis, shout out to The Rock, all them jabronis, they won't call into the show because they don't know what they talking about. I need a little buzzer. SWAC fans don't know football. Clearly you don't, Stephen Campbell, because at the end of the day, you're the main one talking about some Akil Glass is the best player. Now, granted, that's your opinion, so I'll give it to you. But you can't refute my opinion with what you're talking about because that doesn't make sense. You can't tell me that a quarterback affects the game more than a guy who plays on two sides of the two out of the 3 parts of a team. That don't make no sense. That does not make sense to me. And then you said, okay, if you put Akil on JSU, what would their record be? Well, my guy, it wouldn't be too much better because you know what Deion's going to do? Not call the game because Shadour's still in the backup. Not call the game like it's supposed to because he wants his son to shine, because he knows his son is the next coming. So that changed up the whole narrative right there. So stop it. Now you take Shadour out the picture. Oh yeah, it kills the man. It kills the man. But at the end of the day, you still got to stop somebody on defense. Is that not true? Do you still have to throw? Don't you still have to stop somebody on defense? Akil can't tackle. Nugget can't throw. So it's still a team effort. So best player overall is still a skill that's involved in that, my guy. So when I say that SWAC fans don't know football, I mean all the idiots who literally said, and I wish I can find every single last one of them comments in this group that said you cannot rate Shadour because of the simple fact. Now, all I know and all I saw is SWAC fans Googling over 4-star recruits coming in who've never played a down in college football. I got people in my messaging talking about, oh my God, Scotty. Oh my God, Scotty. Did you see the 3-star we just recruited? Oh, he's a bad boy. How do you know that? How do you know that? You don't. You freaking don't. All you're going by is what you thought he was in high school. He could be trash in college. He could not fit your system. He could be a fumble problem. He could be injury prone. All those things come up. What points are you talking about? There is just one idiotic statement after the other. That's what's killing me today. You're just making up one statement after the other, to prove a stupid point from the beginning. That you can't rate Shadour because he hadn't played it down in college football. So all you fans out there who are googly-eyed over your recruits, don't do that because they ain't never played it down in football. Don't do that. Don't be excited that you got a 4-star recruit. Don't be excited you got a 6'6" quarterback. Why? Because, I don't know, he hasn't done anything in SWAC football, so what does it matter? He said, I can throw, I played Wildcat. Appreciate it, Nugget. But that's my point. So what I'm saying is that you can't get excited about one aspect and then negate everything on the other aspect. That doesn't make sense. You're not making logic. That's not logic. All right. Now, Mr. Stephen Campbell, you were supposed to call in, if I'm not mistaken. And I can bring up that comment right now because I am with the shit today. I got time today. My girl's not here. She out kicking it with her family. I got time today, and I'm going to get with you. I'ma get with you. Oh, here we go right here. I want you guys to read this. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. How does a quarterback with 0 playing time in college game get a rating at all? How does a QB with 0 playing time get a college game rating at all? First of all, that's the stupidity I'm dealing with in this group. And Alaric, if you're out there, you're more than welcome to cut it up. Because all they're going to do is say, oh, he a clown. Oh, he a clown. He just stretching. Oh, he just trying to get likes. Oh, he just trying to get views. He a clown. What? That's the response you coming back with facts? That's the response you coming back when I'm hitting you with facts. When you over there dick riding for a 3-star recruit that you ain't never seen run the ball. When you over there dick riding a 4-star recruit, you over there dick riding a Power 5 player who's never played at the Power 5 level and come down to your school. But I'm the problem today. I'm the problem. But you be all up in your school. Oh man, listen. Man, did you see that big boy 6'4", 250? Oh my God, he crazy. What? Man, sit down. Sit down somewhere. That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I'm telling you, bro, I'm not with the shit today. I'm telling you, if you call in, don't be on that bullshit. I ain't gonna cut you off, but I'm gonna give you what it is. I probably ain't gonna get paid for this video because I've been cussing so much, but I'm with it today. Oh, trust and believe. You listen. I ain't even talked to my conscience committee either. Here we go. Yo, let's look at the stupid stuff I gotta deal with. Y'all letting this Dion fan rile y'all up like this. Apologies. And shouldn't a for entertainment purposes only disclaimer be added? My man My man Julie, appreciate him because he was saving my back, or he was saving my back in this jank. I want y'all to read what this says right here, right? She says, shouldn't it come with a fork? And my man clearly posted, said this disclaimer: all votes are done by the public. Not like, how big of a disclaimer can you get? How big of a disclaimer can you get? Oh, let's not talk about that. Remember the Lanier height? That boy probably played like 2 snaps, but he went to Alabama though. That's all that matters. And I'm not saying these guys don't have skill. What I'm saying is how can I rate Lanier? He's never played football in the SWAC, right? Like, am I allowed to do that? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. See, and then you have people like yours who still don't understand football, won't call in because they're Twitter fingers, and then they still say idiotic statements like this. This dude is stupid. This statement is dumb. Then to me, it's like, okay, why would you give? So why? Okay, this is my next question, right? Then why do colleges recruit 5-star athletes so much if they don't know what they're going to do in college? Somebody explain that to me. Why does Nick Saban go out and get these 5-star recruits if he does not know what they're going to do in college? Explain that to me. Somebody. No, ain't nobody gonna call in because y'all ain't. Yeah. If you made that statement, somebody call in and explain that to me. What's up, Mr. Ford? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, listen. Just a couple of things. Instead of getting Willie Quinn and the Tillery kid, the one that you want to get is the architect of all that winning down there at Southern, is Coach Pete Richardson. Pete Richardson came from the CIAA, came from Winston-Salem, had been defense coordinator for Coach Billy Hayes, came to Southern, I think, around 93. Let me tell you something. He was a juggernaut. I mean, this guy, for the first 10 years, this guy dominated the SWAC. He just totally embarrassed Coach Eddie Robinson. And you had one of your young callers last night call me the old guy from FAMU. I'm the old guy from Grambling. My degree is from Grambling, not FAMU. So I just want him to know that. But from the 90s, because Pete was at Southern for 17 years, from the 90s up into the 2000s, 2 men dominated black college football. One was Billy Joe. He was at Florida A&M. The other one was Pete Richardson. And they had some epic battles. Now, I want to address something you said about you were from the DMV and you didn't know about the SWAC. Let me tell you something. I was raised up in Georgia. But the reason I knew about the SWAC and I knew about the CIAA was because we had a magazine called Jet Magazine. We had another one called Ebony Magazine. And we had a newspaper called the Pittsburgh Courier. And every day and every time they were published, especially during football and basketball season, they would tell us about the different schools, who was in the conference, all of that stuff. And so that's how I knew about what was going on at Grambling. Even though I was raised up in Georgia, we knew about Grambling. We knew about Jackson State. We knew about what was going on in the CIAA. Now, the other thing is I did some research on a question I posed last night, and that was, what is in the quarterback room at Jackson State? And, guys, I kind of got some bad news. I'm being told that Shador is really the only black quarterback that they have, and that he has 2 backups, and that they are 2 unproven kids. Now, one of the kids comes from North Texas State. I didn't get the name of the other kid. Now, if they're going to only carry 3 quarterbacks this year into the season, I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Prime is making a major mistake. You need to have at least 6 quarterbacks prepared to play at all times. That has happened to a lot of HBCUs that went into a season with 1 and 2 quarterbacks, and then guess what? One of those quarterbacks got hurt, the other one didn't produce, and you know what happened? It was a dismal season. It was a losing season. So if Coach Prime doesn't understand that he should have total competition in that quarterback room, he's going to have a major problem. Because let me tell you something, baby. One of the quickest ways to get fired as a head football coach is not to have a number of high-quality quarterbacks. Just like you got 10, 15 high-quality wide receivers. You got 20 defensive linemen. Baby, you need to have about 7 or 8 high-quality quarterbacks, okay? Because let me tell you something. Quarterbacks get hurt a dime a dozen now, and so you need to have that. So let me just restate this again. The next interview, if you can, I want you to get Coach Pete Richardson, who was the architect of all of that winning at Southern from 1993 till about 2003. And if you can, and before he came into the conference, during the 80s, the SWAC was basically dominated by Coach Eddie Robinson, and it was dominated by a guy by the name of W.C. Gordon at Jackson State. And then in the 90s, when the 90s hit, maybe 90, 91, 92, we had a little lull there. Football was okay. We had talent, but it wasn't great. But when this guy, Pete Richardson, came into the SWAC, and I think he came in 93, he took SWAC football to another level.
I appreciate it,
Scott, I ain't going to hold you no longer, but I enjoyed it. And I want you, if you can, please get some information on the quarterback room at Jackson State, because I'm hearing it's not that deep. Okay? Thank you for everything.
I'm going to address that some other time.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to address that some other time. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, yeah, good evening.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
I don't know what that old man was just saying.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
I mean, man. Okay, this is Hampton. I'm calling from Detroit.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, yo, when you say people don't know football and they're calling in, I mean, oh man, no disrespect, but you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, number one, you're not gonna have 7 quarterbacks in your room because you ain't got 7 scholarships for 7 quarterbacks. You know, I mean, we're not talking about high school here, man. You got scholarship requirements that you have to meet and fulfill. There's no way that you're going to have 7 quarterbacks. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you know, you got guys that are transferring. They're transferring for a reason. You know, they either saw what was happening in the locker room or saw what was happening on the practice field and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my talents someplace else because either I can't compete or they're thinking, hey, you know what? This isn't what I signed up for. You know, and here's the other thing. I mean, you're talking about how many of the guys that Deion brought in, Coach Prime brought in, are former NFL players and former NFL coaches. Half of his staff. So their whole mentality is different, man. You know, this ain't Candyland you're walking into when you're talking about Jackson State. And I played college at Central State University in Ohio. We won a national championship. I tell you what, the fastest way you want to get busted in the mouth is to come out there on the field and not be ready. I mean, that's how it goes, man. And then, you know, I'm looking at the comment section, and I swear to God, bro. I mean, I'm living too, just along with you, because I'm sitting here just thinking to myself, like, not only do some of these guys not know football, but they're acting like, you know, they're all up in their feelings. You know, if you're upset that Shador is ranked in the top 5 of quarterbacks in your conference, well, you know what you need to do? You need to look at your school, and we need to figure out why they're not going out and trying to get a ball. Thinking that somebody's just going to pick them on the slide because they didn't get picked by Alabama for a scholarship. No, you need to go out and you need to compete for players. You need to go out there, compete for players. You need to go out there and say, hey, you know what? We got something to offer you that these other schools don't have to offer you.
Appreciate you, my guy.
That's how I found my way out of black college instead of going to Penn State.
No, that's real. Appreciate the call,
you know,
my guy.
And I played for Rick Comedy.
Hey, appreciate the call. Talk to you. Hey, anytime. Call in anytime. Hey, listen. I'm still waiting for Steven. He personally said he was. I told him. I said, bro, I'm doing a live call-in show. I said, I want to hear your opinion. I said, I want to hear your opinion. He said, I'm calling in. Still have not seen his number come across. The ticker, the ticker literally keeps the number going on and on and on. 516-259-9041. Listen, I'm going. This is my thing, right? Back to the main point at hand. Best player votes most valuable. Here it looks like a Steven. What you call? Is this you, Steven? This you?
Yes, sir. Script. This me.
Yeah. All right. Talk to me.
Listen here, man. First of all, let's. Okay, man. Listen. Let's
hey, listen.
So this is all for fun.
Hey, listen. If you're watching me, make sure you turn me off because I don't want nobody. I don't want you to be watching me and it's gonna be delayed. So don't watch me. It's delayed. So
no, I know. No,
okay,
I
cool.
know how this goes. No,
cool,
I'm not
cool.
watching you. I'm good.
All right, go ahead.
Let's roll.
Go ahead. Rock with me.
A couple of things we got to discuss.
Talk to me.
Okay, first thing, I want to be clear on when you say best player, are you talking best pro potential player or best player in the SWAC? Because there's a difference. See, what I keep trying to explain to you, and I'm going to use Jordan Lewis as an example versus Nugget. Nugget is a bad corner. I was happy when Deion signed coming to JSU. Like I said, I love all SWAC games. But Lewis had 4 sacks that game playing JSU. He dominated that game. He was the defensive MVP of the SWAC. That makes him the best defensive player in the SWAC. Now, he might not be the best pro potential player because what is he, 200 pounds maybe, compared to Nugget with the pro size? That's 2 different things. But the best player who puts it on the floor in the SWAC is Jordan, bro. You can't deny his stats. You can't deny what he did in that game. He took that game over. That's facts. You talking about that. Now we talking about Glass. That dude threw for 406 TDs and carried a very average team to the SWAC championship. Now you said most valuable versus best player. Now if you're talking best pro prospect, then cool. I'm gonna let you at it. But far as best player, because look at Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was not the best pro prospect in the SEC, hence his draft position. But he was the most dominant when he played. He was the best player. That is the difference I'm talking about.
Okay.
And when I watch you and I think people, wait.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
When people, like I said, bro, I grew up in the SWAC. Like I said, my father used to be a DJ at DC, passed away. My mother moved back to Jackson. I went to literally every Jackson State game from 1980, and I'm 51. I seen Jackson State, Southern, all the great players that have come through the SWAC after integration. So I know these guys. Me and my partners here actually had a sports agent down in Florida. So I know talking about recruiting and stuff, I get this. But what I'm telling you is what I think people get upset, which I don't care because it's all jokes, is we see people like you that come in that don't know about the SWAC, and then you start saying stuff. So then we hit you right back with it because we lived and breathed this forever, bro. We not new to this. Everybody in the comments grew up with it, love it, and believe it. So I'm glad you're here because you do give us an outlet. I like young brothers like you to come see it. I want to meet you because I think you're doing a phenomenal job. But you're going to catch these jokes from real love. That's 100.
All right, you ready? Now listen, I want to be very clear. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear. So I'm divorced, right? I'm a divorced man. I went to counseling before. It's called active listening, right? So that's what I'm gonna hit you with. I'm gonna hit you with some of my counseling skills. So what I heard you tell me is that Jordan Lewis is the best player in the FCS. Is that correct?
No, I said in the SWAC.
In the SWAC. Okay. I see. That's why I wanted to make sure. That's why I wanted to make sure. See, active listening.
Defensive player.
He's the best defensive player in the SWAC. Overall or just defensive? Are we doing overall or just defensive? I want to be very clear.
I'm going to say overall, I would give Glass a little bit more because of what he does at the quarterback position.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So then continuing on, like I said, active listening. So you're saying because you're saying because your let me say pedigree in the SWAC, that my knowledge, not of the SWAC, but football doesn't equate to your SWAC knowledge. I just want to make sure I'm understanding this.
No. Oh, absolutely not. No. Now we're talking about 2 different things.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
About when people come at you No, because you can have football knowledge and not know anything about the SWAC.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of white people have football knowledge, don't know nothing about the SWAC.
Okay.
I have to do theirs all the time.
Okay.
So that's not an issue.
Okay.
I'm talking about the thing what I actually was joking about is when you said Warren, and like I said, this is not about downgrade. Warren, it's like I said, I was the first one clapping and talking shit to them Georgia fans. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, forget Georgia.
You're good. You're good.
Mess that up. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they were upset. I know, like I say, knowing Dion, me and Dion was at Florida State when I was at FAMU. Kevin Smith is one of my boys who was the opposite quarterback. I threw a party down at Dion's club when he had primetime in Dallas. I know all about that cat, man. So I'm a big fan of his, personally. What I'm saying is when you say Warren, and I look at Lewis for what he did on the field, okay? And I'm going to use that game because what you did was you used the game against JSU and Alabama A&M saying Nugget only got thrown at one time. That was your linchpin game, which is cool. But I gave you the same linchpin game of where Lewis dominated, but was in the backfield the whole game.
Okay.
And actually won defensive MVP.
Okay. So let me.
How did I know football?
Let me negate all your points. All right. I just wanted to do some active listening so you understood. I heard what you're saying, and I'm not responding just to respond. You know, like because people do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, you respect. No, we're on the conversation. We both can't talk at the same time.
Okay. So this is my thing, right? So first of all, and I'm going by straight what we all know. We all knew that JSU's offensive line was a catastrophe. We all knew that. Jordan Lewis took advantage of that. There's no problem with that. First of all, the way that Nugget takes over a game and the way that Jordan Lewis takes over a game are two different entities, because at the end of the day, Jordan Lewis has the opportunity to take over a game every single play. Nugget does not. But the thing about Nugget that makes him so special is that his effect on the field has more of a, how do I say, an umbrella effect, right? Because if Glass, who tore up UAPB's secondary, who tore up everybody on JSU but Nugget, so you're telling me that Nugget gets knocked because of his stats, because he doesn't get the ball thrown at him? That doesn't make sense to me. That's like you telling me Jordan Lewis is so good that they don't run his way. That's not Jordan Lewis's fault. He's just that good. So you have to game plan around that. And Alabama A&M coach Mai said they didn't. I didn't believe him. I believe they did, but that they didn't want to throw that way. And he said the way the game was made up, it didn't go that way. But also, you tell me if this is the thing, right? Because a lot of Southern people, they use the projection stats, right? That I think Jordan had like 2 sacks per game or something like that. And if he would have finished out the season, he would have had like 20 sacks or whatever. But see, the difference with a corner is that Nugget is only allowed to do what he can do if the ball is thrown his way. That's why I say he affects the game in other aspects, because he still does kick return. He does punt return. So he still changes the aspect of games in other ways than just defense. That's why, to me, he's the best player in the SWAC, because now you're not getting thrown at. So your whole side of the field is done. Right now, you're also doing kick returns. You almost took one to the house if you didn't step out of bounds. You almost took a punt return back to the house against Grambling. You almost took another kick return back to the house against Alabama A&M. You're talking about flipping fields. And the reason I can't give you Jordan Lewis is because Jordan Lewis is reaping the benefits of a Power 5 of Jordan Lewis is and there's no disrespect to Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis, I think you're good, but he's getting benefits off of the SWAC having weak trench play, right? We all know what Southern's O-line is. They're special. We're going to say that. Not a lot of teams have Southern O-line. So now he's winning battles because, okay, let me back up. In I Am Athlete, Dion says, he says, in the trenches is the difference that you see between Power 5 and FCS. That's the biggest difference you'll see is Power 5 players in the offensive line, defensive line, and FCS offensive line, defensive line. So now that means that's the weak point of most teams in the FCS. The best players are 9 times out of 10 on the outside of the field. They're on the outside aspects of the field. So you're telling me now Nuggets going against the best athletes at the most competition spot, and he's still shutting it down. That's my point. That's why I feel that Nugget's the best player, but continue. Go ahead.
Okay. So again, I'm going to ask you the question again. Are we talking the best player with pro potential? Because that sounds like what you're talking about compared to who is the best defensive player in the SWAC. See, that's what I'm talking about. And I think that's where the miscommunication started. Because say what you want, you play who is in front of you. And Jordan Lewis, weekend, I am a FAMU guy. I saw this boy when he came down to FAMU, and we had to beat Southern. Yeah, that's right. We beat Southern, and we're going to beat them again. So I had to put that out there. But what I'm saying is you play who you play, man. Because now the question mark is, then you said I could go look at the wide receivers and some of the people that not going to dominate them because some of those guys were not that good.
And Jordan Lewis to say the same thing. They're not that good. The right tackles, the left tackles aren't that good.
But don't discount. But don't discount what Jordan Lewis did on the field. And again, I'm not talking about pro potential. If Nugget and Jordan Lewis win the draft, Nugget would go much higher than him. And I believe that 100%. I totally agree with you on that. But if the dude is getting 3 or 4 sacks every week, and it's the Buck Buchanan Defensive Player of the Year for all FCS, that should tell you something. The boy is playing, man. You can't deny that. So what I'm saying is, you explain it to me. Are you talking best pro potential, or what is happening on the field week in and week out? So
I like this. I like what this comment said. The comment said the best player with pro potential is the best player. So that's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't that's to me that doesn't even make sense. Like it's like if you're saying the best, if the whole
hold on. So wait a minute. That totally is not true because I can show you time and time again, and we'll just move it up to the SEC. The best player in the SEC, case in point, Sam's, who was in Missouri, who won Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Okay, for that year, he was the best. He was not the best pro potential player, so that doesn't work. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not always true. One that does not mean the other.
That's a good example.
It does not.
I'll give you that. That's a good example.
Come on, man. Like I say, stop it. And I can go on and on and on. Like I say, man, I'm not new to this. Like I said, I used to recruit cats. I know about potential.
My thing is this.
I understand what you're saying. And like I said, this is what I'm. So this is what I'm gonna get back to the point.
Go ahead.
If you're right, if I'm selecting a team, I'm taking Nugget first, 100%. But if I'm just looking on the paper, week in and week out, production, what the conversation, what I'm talking about, Jordan Lewis wins that argument right now. Now, is Nugget going to be dominant? I totally believe Texas State is going to have a dominant team next year. I totally believe it. Other than that L they're going to catch Labor Day weekend against FAMU. So, hey, man, this is what it is, bro. Like I said, ain't nobody scared of, bro. I've been wanting to call in, but like I said, I have stuff to do. But I told you I was calling. And, bro, ain't nobody on there going to tell me nothing. Like I say, I saw Trumaine Johnson. I saw Jerry Rice. I saw Isaac Holt. I saw Willie Totten. Jimmy Smith, I grew up with. I know all these cats. I saw McNair. I saw that boy that came from South Carolina State that played for Indy. Hey, man, like I say, so this ain't none of this new stuff. I can compare errors. And I'm going to tell you this, too, which anybody over 25, the SWAC, when I was watching the SWAC in the 80s, you saw cats that was, yes, you had 6, 7 guys on the defense that went first through 6 rounds. That was guys going pro. You saw it every week. Mm-hmm. You saw that's why everybody's pissed off and why everybody's happy now. What Deion is doing, a high tide raise all boats. I'm happy Deion doing what he's doing because it should be like this. So, like I said, I like what you're doing. I'm proud of what you're doing. You're from, like I said, Lando. Hey, man, I tease with you. But I think the only thing about it is you got to just respect just a little bit the folks when they see it coming out. Because what I think what everybody's seeing, there's a lot of bandwagon Deion fans, which is fine. I want everybody to watch the SWAC because that raises FAMU. That raises Jackson State. I do business with all these schools, with my business. I love all these schools. I love what you're doing. But I'm not going to let you sit up here and think you're going to run over somebody like I say that know this because I do know it.
No,
100.
That didn't say you didn't know it. Don't agree with it because I feel like Jordan. Yeah, we can agree to disagree. That's no issues with that. But my thing is simple as with my last stance, and I gotta let you go because I got some callers or whatever.
No problem.
But my last thing though before I let you go is the fact of, to me, who does more for the team is Nugget, and he does it better. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Jordan Lewis he's like in his own right. He's a stud. Like, I'm not taking nothing away. Like, and a lot of people don't understand. To me, like, you can big up another player and not bring another player down. I'm not bringing Jordan Lewis down.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is not about who's better on that point. Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. So, and I'm just talking about.
But I just want to make that point what we were talking about. Like I say, when I looked at it, and I was looking on the field who played in week in and week out and who was most dominant, the stats back Jordan Lewis. Now, that, like I say, that ain't opinion. The stats do
But
back
see,
that up.
that's what I'm saying.
Because he was in everybody's backfield every week.
The stats, that's what I'm saying. Nugget doesn't win off stats. That's why he didn't make SWAC all first team. It's because he didn't get thrown at. If you don't get thrown at, you don't get a chance to get tackles. You don't get a chance to get interceptions. Like, you don't get those opportunities. That's why Jordan Lewis is afforded more opportunities, because all his job is to see ball, go get ball. Every down, Jordan Lewis has an opportunity to go get the quarterback. Every down, Jordan Lewis has an opportunity to go get a tackle for loss. He has those opportunities. Nugget, if the ball does not come to him, if the ball's not ran his way or thrown at him, he doesn't get the same opportunities, and he has to make that up on special teams, where he's a game changer when he flips fields. That's all I'm saying. But appreciate the call, Mr. Campbell. Anytime, my guy.
Respect, brother.
Yes, sir.
Respect, brother. Respect.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Luke, I'm calling from Mississippi.
Talk to me.
Jackson.
Talk to me. Hey, turn your background down, because you're.
I see y'all talking about most valuable in DBs, and I don't see nobody talking about the DBs that was at UAPB. Then I see how you talking about in the SWAC game how Glass was torching they secondary, but actually Jackson State, he threw for 400. On UAPB, he only threw for 2-some, with one receiver having 100, and again Jackson, almost every receiver had 100.
All right, so I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say you're a UAPB either student or fan, and I understand it. It's cool. My thing is this: when I'm bringing up the UAPB game, is that the fact that Glass threw at every corner. So I will apologize that I didn't clarify. Is that you're absolutely right. Glass torched JSU's defense as a whole, but when we're talking about individually, he threw at every single corner. In the Alabama A&M game, he literally kept it to one side of the field, which was the left side in the middle. That's where he scored most of all his points. That's my only point that I'm making on that aspect. But I do agree with you. You're absolutely right. JSU defense got torched by Glass with, I think, over 500 yards, 6 tubs. He threw for 5, ran for 1. So I agree with you that. But if we're talking about the aspect that he threw at every side of the field, that's what he did. That was my point.
Yeah, he did, but if you go look at that game, if going in 28, he barely what was the receiver, the All-American 85?
Abdul.
I forgot. Yeah, you see when he was with that matchup with 28, even on ESPN, they were telling him he needed to find a new matchup. So I still feel like UAPB still has some solid DBs. They had a couple plays that they just got made on them that just gonna happen in the game of football. But I feel like UAPB got some DBs that just
like I said, I'm not. If in any way I felt like I was downplaying the UAPB DBs, that's not. They got some dogs over there. Natron, Jalen, you got the linebacker Peppers and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that they don't bring it. What I'm saying is that the opportunity, like Natron didn't shut down one side of the field. You see, that's my whole point. Like Alabama, Glass tested Nugget one time and almost got it picked off. You know what I'm saying? And never went back to that side again. My thing is Natron didn't have the same opportunities, and I don't know who the other corner is on the other side, didn't have the same opportunities as well, but they both got tested. That's my only thing. That's the only point I'm making. I'm not saying that y'all ain't got no dogs over there, because y'all do. They some hitters. Y'all deserve to be in the SWAC championship game because you did beat Southern and things like that. So y'all made y'all name known. What I'm saying is it's just that Glass threw at everybody.
You right. He did. One thing about it, he ain't complete a lot of them. One side, like you said, that left side.
Hey, appreciate the call, my guy. Anytime. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Scotty, this Manny from Maryland. What's happening, homie?
What's good, Manny?
Hey, look, man. You already know, man. Listen, dog. I've been sitting back, literally, for 5 of these lives, man, not saying nothing, man, trying to watch. And it's unbearable. I see it in your face, homie. You getting depressed, bro. You got to get off this live stuff, man. I see it affecting you, homie. I see it's affecting your relationship and everything. Old girl was mad with you the other night, bro. You got to stop it, bro. Listen, you laughing, bro. I'm so serious. I'm concerned about your health, bro. I'm concerned, bro.
Listen,
seriously, bro.
I appreciate it. I really do. At least somebody cares. What's up, Manny? Talk to me.
Hey, listen. So look, I agree with you, man. And I think everybody kind of getting a little, you know what I'm saying, sensitive because, you know what I mean, it ain't the person that they believe, bro. But like my man, Stevie, I'm gonna call him Stevie. He sound like a Stevie. Stevie, you know what I'm saying? He straight up contradicted. So, hey man, Jordan's the best player, but you know, if I start a team, I'm gonna start a team with Deshaun. Then he's the best player, bro. The best player is Deshaun. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Young Nugget. The most valuable player is a kill glass because without a kill glass, A&M would be nothing. Their defense was terrible.
Facts.
Let's just keep it a buck.
Facts.
And he was the best quarterback. You put somebody else in there, like the boy from what is that, Mississippi Valley? Oh man, golly, boy, they might win nothing, bro. Anyway, like come on, people, it's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? He ain't asking something that got a multiplication, ain't nothing square. It's not a, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I see a lot of y'all just don't like, you know what I'm saying, like going against y'all schools. And it's okay, man. I got to sit back and listen to y'all historians about what happened in the 70s and the 60s. It's 2021, man. Stop that. Stop it, man. For real. Oh, dude, come on, man. Stop it, bro. Like, y'all gonna make me cut my man off, and I don't really want to. Like, we got to get past this, man. It's 2021, y'all. It's different. Hey, also, Scotty, I need you to help me out with something, right?
Talk to me.
I was listening the other day, bro, and you had Malcolm in the Middle came on, right?
Oh my goodness.
You know, bringing up his history and all that. You know what I'm saying? I took a quick nap. I woke back up. He's still talking, and he said something that made me think. So he, you know, when we go to the playoffs, we lose money, all that. Did you ever see James Madison? They athletic facilities.
I never seen it. Never got a chance to.
I want you to look up James Madison facilities, homie.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to say that a lot of these schools, and which is true, a lot of them are state funded, all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
However, he made the mistake of saying most of these schools are staples, like what is that? North Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
Staples, so they get majority of the money. However, James Madison is not. And Madison has probably the top sports facility in the FCS.
Oh, wow.
Listen, y'all. Like, bro, and anybody listening, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I joke a lot. So be careful in the comments, because if I see it, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to roast you. And I'm not stopping until, you know what I'm saying, my man get up off of here. But anyway, I want y'all to check that out. And then I want y'all to ask yourselves, if they can do it, why can't we? Because that's the whole issue that's going on. You want to talk about SWAC this, SWAC that, but nobody's putting up effort to do nothing, man. Except for me, bro, because we still got to get the... Listen, I'm pissed off, Scotty, because you ain't take my number down, bro. And I had the prayer line all set up, bro.
Hold on, let me take your number.
I'm saying I had the deaconess and everything ready, bro.
Something is wrong with you, bro. You are too Maryland for me, bro. I swear to God, you are too Maryland. It's good to hear it, though. It is good to hear. I'm taking your number down right now, man. I promise you. In my notepad.
Hey, listen. Yeah, you got to, bro. Because look, next month I'm starting a and not a YouTube, it's more like blogging, you know what I'm saying? And I got to get you on there because we got some stuff to talk about, Scott. It's going to be a lot of jokes, but a lot of serious stuff, though.
Oh, I'm in there, Manny. Anytime, my guy. Anytime. I'm gonna shoot you a text right after I get off live so you can have my number.
All right, bet. But look, that's all I got to say. You right on the money, man. Hands down, Nugget beast, bro. You go back and look at the game. And the best game to prove to show everybody proof was the JSU Alabama A&M game. Glass threw it everywhere, but he only threw at Nugget one time.
One time.
If we talk about best player and we talk about NFL ready, which is almost the same exact thing, especially in the SWAC. We're not talking about everywhere. We're talking about in the SWAC because of the limited
pro players
talent
they have
that is in the SWAC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. He's the best prospect and the best player. And it shows by how much respect he gets from other players. And Jordan, nice, but I didn't see nobody sliding protection. I didn't see nobody trying to have the halfback chip him as they going out. No, he had free reign. So it was easy. But, hey, I'll see y'all in the fall because now y'all got my attention, even though, you know what I'm saying, I live behind Morgan State. That ain't nothing to, you know what I'm saying, really
brag about.
They're pumped about. You know what I'm saying? They lose every year, bro.
Hey, appreciate the call, Manny. Anytime, my guy. I'm going to hit you up after this.
Bad.
Oh, my goodness. That is too funny. Hey, what's up, Coach Green? Talk to me. You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Coach Green. You're breaking up.
All right, hold on. Hello?
I can hear you now. All right, you're good to go.
All right. Hey, I like Nugget, but I got to give the advantage to Marquise Bell at FAMU. Because with Marquise Bell, he plays safety, and he move around. He'll go to the corner spot from time to time. So I'm going to have to give Bell a little bit heads up above Nugget.
Does Bell return kicks? Does Bell return kicks? Does Bell do punt returns? Does he do that?
Nah, he don't do punt returns.
Okay, so how is he more valuable? How is he more valuable? That don't make you guys are not making sense. Nugget affects the game out of 3.
I'm just saying this is my opinion. I'm not going against what you're saying.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just looking at some of the stuff that Bell been doing, and I give him a little bit more. He's 6'3", to play corner, safety, and he can move all around the field. If they need him to shut down a certain receiver, they put him over there. Because I saw him do that to the best receiver that Bethune-Cookman had. So that's just my opinion. But I still put Akil Glass ahead of all of them for the simple fact is the team had a suspect. Alabama A&M had suspect defense, and if they didn't have Glass, they lose again.
That's called most valuable. Does not make him the best player. That's the same thing as if you take LeBron. That's the same thing. That's the same thing if you take LeBron off the Lakers.
You got your point.
I said it's the same thing if you take LeBron off the Lakers. They don't go to the playoffs. That's called most valuable. Doesn't mean that LeBron's the best player.
I get exactly what you're saying, but I'm just saying that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. It's nothing like set in stone with that. But and then I got one other thing that I'm telling you to go, and I'm gonna continue to listen to your show, man. You're doing a good job. It's the offensive coordinator at Alcorn State, Quinn Gray. Threw for a lot of yards like McNair did, and that would be a good guy to interview.
Okay. What's his name? Quinn Gray.
He was a legend. He played in NFL, and he was a legend at FAMU.
Okay, Quinn Gray.
Yeah.
All right, too easy. All right, appreciate the call, Coach Green. Anytime.
All right, man. No problem.
Shad, listen, bro. I don't understand, and I get it, guys. You guys love to live in the comments. I understand, bro. Like, why don't you Bamas just call in so I can answer your stuff? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really do not understand it. Because I can't understand when you say something like Scotty is a very bad point. Like, I'm gonna need the grammar to come with you. Like, come on. So, hey Leon, if you can get that, if you can set that up for me, if you still have a information to contact, let me know. I would appreciate that. I would like to get him on the show. Bro, he is the biggest JSU fan and the scariest. Now he is the most. Tag me in, Scotty. I got you. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
All right, Scotty. This Sir. Everybody know I'm calling for husband.
What's up?
You know I ain't scared to call you out on your bad take.
You know I'm
it's
cool.
A bad take. Jordan Lewis was definitely the best defensive player in the SWAC. And y'all finna stop using A&M to defend y'all bad take. We threw at him twice, not once. Coach Jason.
Slow your roll. Hey, whoa. Listen, hold up. What? So Glass threw for over 500 yards and he threw at Nugget twice. That's what you're telling me. Just twice. Did he get any completions on those two throws?
That's my point.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to get to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Coach Jason got on here and he capped up, saying that they didn't adjust the game plan and not throw the ball to him. That is not true. They did. But they did because Akil didn't make the throws. It wasn't because nobody was scared of Nugget. He didn't make the throws. Nugget was beat for 2 touchdowns. One, Akil overthrew it. The second one, he underthrew it. It's on your video. You got it on your video. You can go to it. It's 7-7 coming out of shotgun. He got matched up against the best wide receiver in SWAC, Ibrahim. He got beat, clearly beat for a touchdown. Akil overthrew the ball. The second time he got matched up against one of our slot flexes, and Akil underthrew the ball. He was beat for a touchdown again. Those were the 2 plays to me that puts him in second place and not first. Because both of them plays should have been touchdowns. Akil just didn't make the throws. That's my point.
Okay, so what's your point about Jordan then?
Jordan Lewis, just like you got Stevens there, even though I don't think he enunciated stuff good enough. You can't just throw somebody's potential in there if you're gonna discuss who was the best player in the spring. The man did the doggone thing. I don't care if you saying he was matched up against some trash left tackles. You can't say every wide receiver in the SWAC is just elite. To me, he got matched up against the one elite. He wasn't on the much during the game, but when he did, he was beat for a touchdown.
Oh, okay. So
that's all that matters to me.
So clearly that's all that matters to you because at the end of the day, that's what you keep bringing up. So my thing is, I mean, sometimes maybe
y'all been ignoring that though.
But let me ask you a question because sometimes my mind, I'm like I said, sometimes my mom says I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So how many quarters are there in a football game?
It's both.
Okay. I'm asking the questions. Judge, please can
go ahead.
Can I treat the witness as a hostile witness? Okay, thank you. So how many minutes are in a football game, Mr. Serve?
It's an hour-long game.
It's an hour-long game. Okay, great. Okay. So in an hour of playing football, they only proceed to throw at this man twice. And you had the most prolific offense in the SWAC. Is that correct? Is that a yes or no? That's just a yes or no.
That's a yes.
Huh. Okay. So he couldn't find any other times in a 60-minute game to throw at anybody other than Nugget. That's what you're saying? That's what, I'm just because to me, what I have a hard time understanding Serve, is against Alabama A&M, against like South Carolina State, went at Jacoby Durant a lot. And he ended up with
bad, and that wasn't smart either.
Oh, it wasn't smart. Okay. So you think they just learned from that encounter to not throw at Nugget if the other person on the other side is worse? Is that what you're saying? I'm just trying to ask.
Scotty, that's called respect.
That's what I'm saying.
This is my point. They respect Nugget. They not scared of Nugget. Akil wasn't making the throws. Throwing at the man any further was guaranteeing the interception because he wasn't on his job.
So
like you ain't gonna get no other A&M alum telling you, critiquing the team objectively. Akil was not on his stuff in that game like he should have been.
He wasn't on his stuff, but he threw for 500 yards. He wasn't on his stuff, but he threw for 500 yards. Ooh, that's dangerous. That's crazy. Because to me, watching the game, the boy was cooking. So I don't know what else he could have added to his meal, because if Akil wasn't on his stuff against JSU, but he was on his stuff against UAPB, they both like explain to me how this works, because
he wasn't on his stuff in that game.
So the fact that you respect Nugget doesn't deter that he's not great. Like, explain this. Like, because if you respect the player, that means you respect his skill set, correct?
Yeah, we respect his skill set. I think he was the best, but the on-field results, you discredit. Well, I'm not saying you discredit, but basically the point y'all making is discrediting Jordan Lewis because the offensive tackles he went against may not have been the best. My point is, of course, the DB can't get their time to shine with the ball not getting thrown to them. So I look at it on matchup. And when he got matched up against the best, he was clearly beat. Like, that's a touchdown. Without a question. You can pull up the video right now if you don't believe me. It's on your video.
Let me ask you this. How do I say this? Does defensives get credit if they drop picks?
No.
Okay. Does Akil get credit if the receiver was wide open, the receiver drops the pass? Does he get credit for that? Does he get credit for the touchdown, the possible touchdown? I'm just asking questions because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know.
No, he's not gonna get no.
So is there a stat box that says, you know what, he had 500 yards, he could have had 560 if he would have made 2 more throws? I'm just asking for a friend.
No, it's not a stat
so
box.
Can we?
For the fan to me, yeah, that's a stat box, but it's not an actual stat box.
So for you, it's a stat. For everybody else who watches the game, I saw only 2 times that he threw at him. And regardless of, the thing about it is regardless if Nugget is beat, he's already got the respect that you don't even look that way. But sir, I got a lot of people on hold. Appreciate the call, my guy.
I get your points too, though. That was a good talk.
All right, you too, man. Chad, what's your last 4? Put it in the comments. So I know, because I want to make sure I pick you up. Oh, I see you. Go ahead, young man. You're live.
All I was saying was that the LeBron comment wasn't valid.
How so?
Because basketball and football are different. In basketball, you can be the most valuable player and the best player because you play offense and defense. So that means you're carrying the team on both sides.
But you can also not be.
Am I correct?
You can also not be. Am I correct?
You can be like you can be like James Harden, but like LeBron, he can do both sides.
LeBron, listen, bro. LeBron, this is how I know you don't know what you're talking about. LeBron hasn't played both sides at a high level since since 2012, bro. Like 2014, 2015. Like that's the last time LeBron has played defense and offense at a high level on both sides. So stop it. Stop it.
Hey, look, I'm not a LeBron fan, but how LeBron fans be acting like he just the GOAT. So, I would think.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not the GOAT. That's two different arguments. Listen, Shad. I need you to stick on a point, my guy. What's the point right now? Because you said the point didn't matter, but it does matter because Giannis was the most.
Point. I agree with you on the Nugget side.
Oh yeah, I know you did. You're a JSU homer.
Huh?
I said you a JSU homer. Of course you're going to agree with me.
Exactly. I agree that Nugget is the best because nobody can throw to his side because everybody's scared. But I also disagree with you on the game. You try to call our secondary, the rest of our secondary trash. But the real reason why, Akil threw for, that much, because, our other best corner was kind of hurt. Isaiah, he was hurt, so.
Bro, Shot. Your defense got shredded like cheese on a hot day with a butter knife, bro. Stop playing me, bro.
And
listen, that
did Akil or did he not throw it to the side that had a second screen, or a third screen?
That's not Akil's problem. Listen, you only can like everybody else said on here, you only can play what's in front of you. That's not Akil's problem if you got backups listen, your safety wasn't a backup. He was getting shredded. Your left corner might have been a backup, but he was getting shredded. Your middle of the field, you didn't have no backup linebackers. They were getting shredded. What are you talking about? Like Swiss cheese.
That's not the point anyways. Dejan is the best.
You just changed the narrative. You just told me.
And when they throw to his side, bad things happen. As you can see, the A&M game, the Alabama State game.
Listen, you're making my point, but what I'm saying is you can't change the narrative, bro. You just said don't talk about our team like we had backups, but I'm like your safety wasn't a backup. Your middle linebacker wasn't a backup. They were getting shredded. So explain that to me, Shad. Explain that to me.
I get your point. Okay. You're right about
that. Hey, Shad, listen, man. I appreciate you for manning up and calling it. You have my respect. From here on out, you can do whatever you want in the comment section. You have my respect. Appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, man. Peace. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Caller 5936. Fast forward. Talk to me. You're live.
Hello?
Yeah. What's up? Talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Most of these questions that you have are opinionated questions, and it's hard to get a true answer. But when you got players like this kid from Baton Rouge, the linebacker, he's good. But if I got a player like Nugget that can shut one side of the field down, I'm gonna have to take him as far as over kid from Baton Rouge. But
hello? Hello? Hello?
But as far as most valuable players, the kid from Alabama A&M,
hands down,
you would have to take that quarterback.
Yeah, hands down,
because that Alabama A&M definitely wouldn't be nothing without him. They couldn't win without him.
Couldn't get a game.
But as far as the first player, as far as the top player in that conference is the linebacker from Jackson State, Keaton Hampton.
Keontae? Hello?
Now this guy, Keontae Hampton, he'll be the first player taken out the SWAC in the draft because he got all the medals.
Nah. If it no, no, and it's no shot to Keontae, but that's a no. That's a negative.
Especially if he can run. Especially if he can run.
That's still a no. It's still a no. It's
Let's just wait till the draft come around and watch and see who come off the board first. And I guarantee you it'll be Keontae Hampton.
Okay.
Keontae Hampton. Watch.
I will. You know what? And I'll be waiting for this call when it's not. But I appreciate the call. Keontae Hampton. Hey, what's
Man.
Hey, talk to me. You live.
This is Fernando from Atlanta.
Talk to me.
So these cats got me all confused. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this. They have convinced me that Glass is the best player in the SWAC.
Okay.
You know why? Because his coach didn't have sense enough to game plan on Nugget. And he threw over there and he said, hell no, I'm not doing that anymore. So he was smarter than his coach to know better than to throw at Nugget anymore. So I guess I'm going to have to give it to Kia Glass now. I was going to give it to Nugget, but Glass is smarter than his coaches. So that's why I got to give it to Glass.
By
Glass
default.
won.
That's by default. That's by default.
Man, let's go back and talk. So let's keep it real, and I'm going to stop clowning. When you shut down an entire field, an entire side of the field, you change games. You make people change how they play you. How can you not be the best player? And I know you told Coach he needs to change that long name he got. I don't know what
Tomorrow,
Legion, American, all that football.
Yeah.
But he had in the comments that a pass rush is more valuable and more rare. They're not, because if they were, they would be on the field all the time. When you get a good corner, that corner plays every defensive play. So a pass rusher is not the best player and not more valuable, because the back end allows the front end to do what they need to do. If you have poor corner play, then the rush is not going to even matter, because they just throw a hot route. You got a poor corner that beat them every time. So yeah, Nugget is the man.
Appreciate you, my guy. But listen, I'm gonna have to negate you on one thing. I think the back end and the front end they work simultaneously, right? Because
they go together.
Yeah,
they do work together.
I will say
the
that
back
because
end and the front end works together.
So
I'll say that.
So you know what I'm saying, because you can have trash corners, but if you got a good D line,
they'll light you up every time.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I agree. The only thing with pass rushing and okay, so and people are gonna get upset, but okay, there's a guy who, on Fox Sports called Marcellus Wiley, right? Marcellus Wiley,
yeah,
and he said, yeah. So and he talks about how DNs aren't the most impactful players in a game because of the fact, like it's only been he said the reason is because he said if you don't get that 1/3 down stop or that 1/4 down stop, how effective are you? You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, how effective can you be? Because when you need it, you got to have it. And when you don't have it, then you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He said there's games where he's had 5 sacks and 2 fumbles, but they still lost. There's games where he's had, you know, 6 tackle for losses, 2 sacks and a fumble, but they still lost. He said, so it doesn't impact the game as much as you think. Now, what helps it is having a star DN allows other players to get home as well. So it affects us how you block, you know, how you set the lineup and things like that. But that was his opinion. If you don't believe me, you can go find the film. He talks about it.
And I have a different opinion. Now, my dad was a DN. He played for the Steelers. He got 4 Super Bowl rings. So from what he told me, he was able to depend on the corner play. So that's from him. That's from Joe. That's from how the Steelers were scouted.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look, The rules they changed in the 70s when it came to defensive play was to affect the corner. Remember? Because the corner rule was called what? The Mel Blunt rule, right?
Yeah. You talking about the 5 yard?
Mel Blunt. Yeah. Mel Blunt, he shut everything down. They changed the rule to where you had the 5 yard rule. And the year they changed it, he had his best season ever. So that's where I still say cornerback play matters most. I'm not going to say the ends and the front end. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying corner play matters most because a mediocre quarterback can light up a defense with no corner.
That's facts.
So I'm not going to hold you, but that's just my opinion.
Nah, you good. Like I said, everybody has entitled to their opinion, and I appreciate the call anytime, my guy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too now. All right. I'm going to take one more caller, then we're going to get up out of here. All right. One more caller, and I'm going to get up out of here. Wait. Boy. Hey, caller, you ending it. What's up? Talk to me. Don't be no crazy caller. Go ahead. What's up?
Bro, I ain't gonna keep you up, man. I don't want your talk to go to overtime. Hey, man, I'm gonna just put it just like this. This is Dave from Dallas, bro. All around player, the best all around player was Nugget. I mean, hands down, and I'm a Jackson State alum. But the most valuable player, and I don't think nobody understands the word valuable, but the most valuable player was basically Akil Glass.
Facts.
My dude, he was basically the Justice League all in one. Put it just like that.
Listen, I totally agree. Totally agree.
He had to put the
No, I said I totally agree.
Yeah, he had to put the team on his back, because like you said, the defense was suspect with them. So basically, he had to bail them out of the games.
Listen, I totally agree.
But I ain't gonna keep you long though, man. That's all I wanted to say, bro.
Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you. Anytime, my guy. All right. So let me get to this point right here. Great D line play helped the Giants beat Brady twice. He ate up Revis Island this season, though. Okay. Look at what you said. You said great D line play. They had Chris Canty, Michael Strahan, Yura, and I think they had one more guy. You pretty much had 3 Pro Bowlers on one D lineman, on one D line team. So you didn't just rely on one player. The only one player I know that affected the game completely was Von Miller. Straight up. Justin Tuck. Thank you, Justin Tuck. All right. So you had 4 studs on that line. You couldn't double team anybody. You had OC, Justin, Chris, and Michael Strait. You couldn't double team nobody. Like that's a massive D line. Those are 2 different things. 2 different things. What's up, Mr. Moore? You gonna shut it down for me? What's up? Talk to me.
What's up, bruh?
Talk to me.
Yeah, this is the funniest show ever. I'm loving it. It's gonna be a lot of bulletin board material for my son coming this fall. I love this Southern hospitality. They get insult you and compliment you in the same breath.
And I want to say this because before you go, right? Because we've had conversations, and I know you're not son, you're not a daddy, you're not a daddy dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a daddy kid or whatever.
Right.
So to me, in your opinion, best player, most valuable player, in your opinion?
Well, to me, at this point, I think Big Pen is the best player. Well, yeah, best overall player. He didn't change the game every game he played, basically. So
Okay.
I give Big Pen the MVP and the most valuable player. I'm gonna go with Skylar Perry.
That's different. That's different.
Because if you think about it, if Akil was on Valley, how good would he be?
Ugh.
Would he take them to the championship?
No. Nah, negative.
Now, Pine Bluff ain't have a really good team, but you see what he did with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I come with a different, looks at it. But I think my son is probably in the top 3 because out of every team that's in the SWAC, like how your question was asked, who got a shutdown corner?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
I'm still waiting too.
Yo, don't worry, I'll wait.
If you want the field flip, what kickoff returner would you take out of all the teams?
Other than Nugget, Tyron. That's the only person I'll take over Nugget.
Right. If you take Nugget off JSU, would he start over any other corners in the SWAT?
Easily. Day one. Even if he don't know the scheme, he'll be like, yo, just play man. I don't care what you do, just play man over there.
So that's how I look at it like that. Like when people say that they got a number 1 receiver, I'd be like, if he a number 1, could he play number 1 for another team? If you can't say, yeah, you go, or you got to think about it, then now you ain't no number 1. Like I like Lewis, the edge rusher, but most of his sacks come off with the right tackle, not the left tackle, which is the best lineman. So is his stats kind of padded? To me, it is because he's not going against the best. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I agree. I
mean, call a spade, but I just like the bulletin board material because they're going to see a whole different Nugget come this fall. Like I said, he been in the lab with Dad, so he going to be right. If they don't know he the best, they going to know by the end of the fall.
That's what's up. I can't wait to see it. Hey, appreciate the call, Mr. Dante. You always welcome, my guy.
All right, my guy.
All right, peace. All right, before I get up out of here, I want to break this down, right? Because there was a lot of little hitting gems in there, right? He said, if you take Akil off Alabama A&M, right, does he take Valley to the SWAC championship? He does not. I'll answer this question for Zach. I think this is Blue Bloods, but I'm going to just say Zach. All right. I agree with you. He starts over every quarterback. All right. Other than maybe Felix. You probably wouldn't start over Felix at all. That's all preference. But he'll start over any other quarterback. Right. So, but the next question on top of that is, could he have led them to a championship? And I would have to disagree with you. Now, I think the only team that Akil could have started on and took him to the championship is UAPB because of Josh Wilkes, Tyron Ralph, Jefferson, all those kind of dudes. I think then you're talking about the same kind of skill set players that, and plus he has a great, then he doesn't have the suspect defense. He has the great defense with Jalen, Natron, and all them. So you're talking about, with Jalen, and I don't think Natron's on that team. No, he's not. But you're talking about Jalen and them boys. So now he has the complete package. So yeah, he's definitely walking into the SWAC championship to be competitive. Now, you take Nugget off JSU, he's Nugget wherever team you put Nugget on, he's going to be Nugget. You take Felix, whatever team Felix is on, he's going to be Felix. You take Ezra Gray, it's the same thing. That's when you know you're that guy. Now, you take Jordan Lewis and do what he does. He's still special. But he is not going against left tackles. That's one. And two, you have to count for the lack of you have to account for the lack of trenches in FCS. All right. You just have to account for that. Like, you have to understand that the line in SWAC play, I won't say FCS, in SWAC play is not our world. So if you're just above, I'm gonna just leave it at that. The SWAC trenches is not where it's at. All right, we'll see that. No, I heard Marquise is the truth. I was trying to get him on the show for real, for real. So we'll see. How can I get familiar, bro? They just came over. I didn't even know nothing about the MEAC. I mean, I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. But I just got on the SWAC. Can you give me a minute, EA? God almighty, Jesus Christ. Black people. It's like when you go to a comedy show, like black people, they don't even like white people, they laugh at everything. Black people, they be like, ha, they be waiting for the next joke. Like, dang, bro, Jesus. Can I get time, please? Jesus Christ. If you take Glass, and that's why he's the most valuable player. That's my point. That's why Glass is the most valuable player. All right, so to piggyback off this, and I'm gonna end it on this. Nuggets the best player. Akil Glass the most valuable player. If you don't like it, that's what the comments are for. All right. So until next time, hey, make sure tomorrow I got to interview Shamar Bridges from Fort Valley State. I know you guys probably don't care about the SIAC, but listen, I'm trying to expand my brand, baby. All right. So tomorrow, Shamar Bridges, NFL wide receiver prospect from Fort Valley State, doing this thing. That's what it is. Make sure you tune in. And if you have any ideas for interview people request or stuff like that, make sure you hit me up in my Instagram. All right, this is my IG, OFFScript_TV. If you have any connections to people you want to see me interview, or hey Scotty, I'll do this interview, do that interview, make sure you hit me up in my Instagram. Real talk. All right, make sure you hit me up in my Instagram. Hey Drizzy, you got to keep your notification bell on, baby. I'm like a pop-up shop, dog. Like whenever I get the inkling, I just go live. That's just how it is. So you got to keep your notification bells on. All right. So once again, if you want to vote on the upcoming rankings, because I closed this one down at 10. So, but if you want to vote on the upcoming rankings for tomorrow, follow me on Instagram at OFFScript_TV so you can get a vote. All right. So you can get a vote. So until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.